So during the holidays, I spent some time in southern France with my partner, Lily. And I think the distance from my new home in Barcelona gave me the mental space that I needed to recognize some of the habits that I had been forming that I rather avoid. In this video, I'd like to share 3 principles that I've been applying in the past couple of weeks that have really helped me recenter myself and find inner clarity. All 3 of the principles revolve around one main theme: intentionality. That is, living purposefully and deliberately with my own mind in control. I believe these methods have been effective in giving me enough mental space to find internal forms of motivation that are self-directed instead of being decided by external forces like social media or the news. I want to make room in my mind to engage in a much richer, meaningful, and fulfilling palette of activities and human interactions, but on my own terms and not someone else's. I like to call the first principle, don't click like. To properly explain this, I first need to distinguish between 2 forms of human interaction. First, we have contact. Points of contact are low bandwidth interactions that define most of our online social life. Staring at photos of others, scrolling through a news feed, checking for notifications, or reading comments on a post. And then we have connection. Connection is a much richer communication that defines real-world encounters. This is how we learn to listen and develop the capacity for empathy, experience the joy of being heard and understood by others, to hear emotion, joy, and even pain through real spoken words. Instead of using one-click solutions like pressing like as a means to signal friendship, I've been treating them as poison to my efforts to build a meaningful social life. I've instead replaced the habit of scrolling through my newsfeed with consolidated messaging, taking a period of my day and relegating all my online social interaction to that period of time. In this period of time, I'm able to message, call, check notifications, but for the rest of the time, my phone is on Do Not Disturb. I want to prioritize conversation-centric communication that creates genuine human connection, relegating points of contact to a purely logistical role. Spending time alone. The excessive amount of time that I spend on my phone or on my computer consuming news, videos, or the lives of other people can lead to something that Cal Newport calls solitude deprivation, a state in which you spend close to 0 time alone with your own thoughts and free from input from other minds. When I go for extended periods of time without solitude, I often paradoxically feel more lonely. It becomes hard for me to stay connected to my core values and goals, and to tell the difference between what I want and what society is telling me that I should want. By providing myself with regular doses of solitude, I can free myself from the input of other minds, which helps me flourish as an individual. Here are a few tricks that I've been using to achieve this goal. Leaving my phone at home. The stress I feel to always have my phone on me really cripples my ability to properly disconnect. Since I'm tethered to a point of distraction, there's always the option to go towards it when I'm feeling slightly bored. And for that reason, I'm never able to actually quite sit with my mind because there's always the possibility of plugging back in. However, not being able to physically access my phone makes this internal conflict almost immediately vanish. This practice can also be easily paired with going for walks alone. Walking is an excellent source of solitude. Taking daily walks, often more than once, can help me be actually happier and more productive in times where I am connected with other people. It might just be because I'm a natural pacer, but there's something about my body moving through physical space that just gets my mind going and starts to align all my thoughts. Lastly, there's the practice of journaling. There's something profoundly powerful about the practice of transcribing your abstract thoughts onto a physical sheet of paper. Even when I'm not dealing with a difficult emotion or decision, journaling helps me organize my thoughts and gain insight as to what I really need in a given moment. It can seem like a pretty daunting task at first, but I find no matter how much you write, just the act of holding a pen and placing it on the paper starts to cause a consolidation and synthesis of all the thoughts that have been bouncing around in my mind. Finally, I've been using the time that I've gained from avoiding using my phone and computer to reclaim leisure. That is, replacing low-value digital distraction with high-quality leisure activities. For me, high-quality activities are those that involve reward through challenge by prioritizing demanding activity over passive consumption. They fall under one of the three following categories. There's physical. This is anything that is physically strenuous, like hiking, running, swimming, going to the gym. There's also creative activities, which usually involve some sort of critical thinking, problem solving, and decision making, which often results in something tangible or applicable to the real world. And then there's social activities. I believe that real world social interactions are fundamentally different than the ones that we find online. They require spending time with people in person, reading intonation and body language, and often working towards some sort of mutual goal, even if it's something as simple as having a good time. As I look towards the rest of the coming year, one word keeps coming to mind: intentionality. I can imagine a world in which all of the things that I want on a daily basis in a year's time have completely changed. But the one thing that I truly believe will remain constant is my desire to be thoughtful and considerate of how I use my precious moments and where I direct my attention. As Charlie Munger puts it, our job is to find a few intelligent things to do, not to keep up with every damn thing in the world.